So we only got a little bit of a glimpse of this last time, but yeah, here are the actual characters that are talking to each other behind the door. Now that I restarted the day, you can the eavesdropping is going to be a lot more effective. Maybe. I guess I didn't actually go into the casino or even look at what the current victims are supposedly doing right now, but don't worry. We have all the time in the world as my eyes turn into clocks and start spinning backwards once again.
Now, what room is this? This is kind of like a special little room here. This seems important.
I would probably say that this is like the entrance hall or something like that.
Okay.
Needless to say, there's no real reason for me to be going in there because it's all about the casino in this episode. The game is not subtle about ferrying me right over into here.
Yeah.
I mean, God knows with the gigantic statues and everything, and the welcome to the sexy Brutale, it's like, it's the obvious start to the game after the tutorial.
Now, are you finding the mysteries particularly difficult so far?
Not yet. This one, I mean, you can probably tell by the time of the episode itself, I kind of lucked into figuring this one out a lot faster than I thought. Ooh. Or maybe I'm just too damn good at the game. I mean, I don't know. I've been on a quite the gamer streak when it comes to being very good at video games.
Oh yeah, well you are very good at video games, and that's why you've got a channel where you play video games.
Yeah, certainly people would not be streaming or have a channel on YouTube if they were not actually extremely good at video games.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, by the way,
I mean, if you
mentioned Horizon Zero Dawn earlier.
Hey, did I not beat that game?
You did. That's true. Even though...
Yeah, so you're talking about that a little bit in the Electric Light Orchestra ratings, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah. I don't think anybody's going for high ELO in Sexy Brutale.
That was such a dumb joke, and I just was so insistent on it. But
I don't know. That's why I brought it up again, because you were so incredibly insistent. I mean,
well, I wouldn't be on here if I wasn't incredibly good at commentary.
I was, of course. Why would you? Like, look, if you were going to ask like my aunt or uncle or something like that, they would probably be like, well, yeah, why would you watch somebody on the internet? They weren't good at the video game they were playing.
Yeah.
You play video games. Oh, you have a stream because you play video games so good that people want to watch you do it.
Yeah. Like, I'm just imagining like the old like Pac-Man or Donkey Kong or something. Oh yeah, he's actually really crappy. He talks about the background, the pixel art.
he just talks about like his job. He complains about his job at Target for like a half hour, and he's not even very good at Dig Dug.
I don't even think Target exists, and he's still complaining about it. It's really weird. Like, it doesn't exist.
I have no idea when that came to existence.
I don't know.
Well, that's the first of our victims, and I guess... I didn't realize that there was like actually a big animatronic skeleton manning the tables. I thought that was sort of like like an artistic representation that we saw earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I would like to go into this room, it's like, first off, I can't even hear who's in here, and there's somebody apparently going in and out, which is why the mask is burning red.
This game doesn't seem to have a lot of subtext. Not that that's a bad thing at all. Just, it's very... This is a ridiculous thing.
Oh, no, it is very upfront
Uh-huh.
about everything that's going on.
Uh-huh.
At least, somewhat. Certainly, we don't really have too much of an explanation as to why guests are being killed right now, just that they are.
This genuinely feels like a Luigi's Mansion game. I mean, just in the, like, the ridiculous...
said that before, but I say that's just because it's a mansion, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever played Luigi's Mansion 3, which...
I've played a little bit.
It's funny how those games sure do, like, really... They ignore the entire title of that series very quickly, don't they?
Yeah.
It takes place in a hotel
that
is not owned by Luigi, but you know.
Well, they couldn't call it Hotel Mario, which would be the logical name.
Oh, boy. It's like, speaking of, like, old arcade-type games, that one, aside from the cutscenes, is actually... I mean, it is, like, one of the best games that you could get for the CDI. It's just, Okay, well, there's the second person, but... so far, it's like, it's not clear how either of them dies.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess Clay might just drink himself to death. Did you see the gigantic, like, lazy Susan of drinks that he had next to him?
Yeah.
But that's probably not, in fact, what happens.
So, I guess is there a strategy where you can just wait around for somebody to just somebody that is going to be a victim? Do you know who the victims are going to be? I guess in advance.
Oh, that is actually, in fact, what I am just about to do.
Okay.
Because I'm just like, okay, well, everybody seems to be talking about. I cannot remember her name. It's Clay's wife. So I'm just like, oh, I guess I'll see what happens, or I'll see if somebody walks into the room or something, and just kind of like bide my time in here for right now.
Yeah.
I do like the cross. That is very good.
Yeah.
Just like, just making sure it's like, okay, press shift to leave. And then let's just hang out in here and see if somebody comes in with a shotgun again.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I can't stop them, because I can't interact with people due to the magic time travel shenanigans.
So you can only interact with like clear, like defined objects kind of thing?
Yeah, it has to be like an inanimate object. Anybody that's living will... I don't even know what happens, but I die?
Yeah, it's kind of like
become erased from the timeline? I don't know.
Yeah, or it seems like there's kind of this weird thing where human beings, like in their, four-dimensional time loop, like somehow they have like power to, you can't mess with them. But anything else, that's fair game.
Something.
They don't have to
If they catch me, they give me a horror show, and then my sanity goes down. That's a reference, again, to the PS2 game, Gregory's Horror Show. When it's like, I should have just said Ghost Trick last time. It's like a Ghost Trick, of course, did come out like 10 years ago, but I'm fairly certain more people are going to know about that than Shadow of Destiny.
Now, have you played all these games that you're talking about?
I've watched people play through them.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay, we are like 1 hour away from everybody dying, and nothing's...
Ooh.
Yeah?
That was interesting timing.
I don't know what that was.
Auspicious. Or deadly.
Probably the... That also seems bad.
Yeah. So there's
But still, the thing is, nobody's coming into the room.
So there was a rumble, and then the lights blinked off and on, and everybody's fine. Everybody's going to be all right.
Yeah, everybody's going to be totally okay. It's certainly not that everybody is literally dying right now.
Now, why are you
I'm sitting in here, and I'm just like, any second.
So you know that you're in this wardrobe. So you're just waiting for them to come out?
Okay, they appear to be dead, by the way.
Oh.
What the hell? What happened in here, then?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Well, where did that spider come from? Is it lit here?
Okay, so this is not quite the same thing as getting a blank to put into a gun, is it?
Uh-huh. Well, now we have to find who let the spider down, or if the spider went down by itself.
Yes, thank you, Halloween-themed version of the Baja Man. A reference everybody is going to enjoy. It is Halloween.
Yeah.
And, okay, Clay's also dead. I don't know how that happened, but he definitely ain't alive.
So...
Hey,
collectibles. I can see that, and I can also see it on the watch. Like,
oh yeah, it's the watch is very much not happy with my performance on this loop. I should have taken the card over there. I totally missed that.
It's just so upset with you. It's like, just shaking its head.
It's like, oh come on, you didn't even try. You hid in a closet for 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, there's the basics of that. Okay, well. The room requires a keypad entry to get in. Also, I didn't even notice this before, but like, what? Huh? What? Investigate that later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so the like garden room requires a keypad entry to get into. So the obvious thing is try and figure out how, like, what is the code for that. If I get in there, can I stop a spider? No, but maybe there's something else I could do.
Well, maybe you could keep...
At least that was my working idea, right?
You could latch.
And then I did forget that door was locked. That's why it's got the red inaccessible type of thing. I also forgot to go back to the clock over here and reset my spawn point, but whatever. Look, they're right next to each other. It's like one room away.
Now, I'm assuming that you don't have access to the area where the spider would be released. So at most, what you could do is find some kind of object that would repel it or something. But it feels like
I don't know. Or figure out how to change the lock to prevent her from being able to go into that room or something. But it all seems like what I got to do is I have to either get in there or I have to prevent people from getting in there or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't interact with them otherwise. And yeah. Here, since I know where everybody kind of is at right now, can kind of get more of an idea of what everybody's doing before that point.
That casino.
Now, unfortunately, this does mean that she's making a beeline right now for the garden room, which, by the way, the giant spider thing and the garden, Luigi's Mansion 2.
Oh,
Here, Dark Moon, I suppose is it's called.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And here we go. Yeah, I wonder why that one's off limits. I have a little bit of a pest problem, if you would. Oh, jeez. Jeez. There's nothing. Just go. No, whatever. Go over here instead. Good enough. Okay. Well, unfortunately, that means that it's I'm not actually looking at the room where people are typing on the keypad. Which means that we are probably going to have to do one more loop, but hey, oh, come on!
So it seems like there's this weird thing where you can only be in the room, you can see the scenes where they're in there, but you can't see them, you can't be there after the scene is passed. Is that right?
Oh, no, I can get in there. I just got to make sure that nobody else is in the room at the time.
Yeah. But I mean, right now, this is because you haven't entered the room yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if I did enter the room, it's just I would just be attacked. It's the scene does no longer plays out.
Uh-huh.
Unless I was in the closet, which is, I think, the place that I really need to be if I want to try and solve this.
Okay.
If I'm in the closet, maybe I'm going to be close enough to actually figure out what the keypad thing is. And yeah, well, we're a little late on that one.
Uh-huh. That is an interesting
I can't even go in
limitation that you can't be there when the people are there. So it means that you have to work around their schedules. You're kind of like a poltergeist thing. If you change something while somebody's in the room, they're going to notice it because it's going to create a physical disturbance.
Well, you can't do that because it'll kill you or whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
It's yes, but as it is, it's basically I do not exist. I cannot be. It's quantum entanglement or something, to use a word that I don't really understand.
No, actually, quantum entanglement. Yeah, just some. That's good. What is the word for writing kind of on the
Technobabble. Technobabble, I think is what you're thinking
of.
of.
Yeah, technobabble.
Yeah, so we can't exist in the same place at the same time. Otherwise, what happened in that movie Time Bandits? Can't remember exactly what it was. Well, okay, there's a big locked chest in there. And this also seems extremely important in some way.
Uh-huh.
To do what? I mean, I can show a camera feed. Okay, so this seems like a very obvious thing to at least try and do right now.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that it shows camera 3, and I can put that on the main screen.
Okay, so you can show somebody that they're gonna die and they need to leave.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing I'm thinking. Show people conspiring, and that's how I'm gonna get Clay out of this room, because otherwise he seems to be very much there we go.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise he seems very much attached to where he is playing blackjack right now.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, he doesn't really seem to care too much about what's on the screen with just static.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess flip that back lest somebody's coming to the room right now to try and stop me from messing around with the cameras.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's happening. Because, yeah, I can't really imagine that sort of thing is going to go unnoticed. And I'm like, is there any place to hide? No, I'm just going to go. Whatever. I'm out of here.
So it sounds like what you need to do is you need to turn on one of the cameras at some point. Is that right?
It says Cam 3 specifically.
Okay.
So pretty much at this point in time, what I'm doing is I'm looking Where's Cam 3?
So if you're looking at this video, I see you must have gotten really lucky with whatever you guessed next. Because there's only 10 minutes left of this episode, right?
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's like the idea here is, okay, I can go, okay, so here's the two things that we're looking at right now. Find Cam 3 and activate Cam 3. Show whatever it is on that screen to Clay and hope that that's something. That's probably the way to save him. Mm-hmm. But how am I saving the other person? Mm-hmm. So, beeline, right to the closet. Maybe I can get the keypad, and by going in there, something.
Yeah, well, maybe if you get to the right place, that's also the code for the camera, or I think, isn't that...
okay, spoilers. Take a look out to your right there.
Yeah, isn't that keypad on is the wall, isn't that for the camera?
Isn't there a keypad, and doesn't that keypad have like a big red disabled sort of look to it?
I suppose, yeah. And
yeah, I know, don't worry, I did not notice that, so we're going to be doing a little bit of wandering around as we try and look for number 3 after a lot more sick modern horror game, extreme hide and seek, me hiding in a closet for a long time.
What is going on with this?
Gotta make sure I don't get caught by the raincoat killer.
I'm not gonna say that's like a flaw, but it is really weird that you're just this is the meta right now, is hanging out in a closet as long as you can.
Well, right now.
Can you fast forward?
I mean,
that?
it's like. I remember there are ways that what I can do is I can skip ahead like 4 hours, I believe.
But you don't want to miss something important
at
if
clocks,
it's
but then but it's like I remember it's like the events here where everybody kind of like it comes in around the room is at about like 3.
Yeah.
So in other words, like should be any second here.
Yeah. So if you
and I don't really know how exactly I would see what's on the keypad if I'm in the closet, but
So if you were doing like a speed run of this, that would be very important. But since you're not, it's like, okay, well, just wait it out. Screw it.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm still not entirely sure. Because like I said, it's like, the camera thing is clear, but stopping people from getting eaten by giant spiders, which is not really something I expect to be happening in this game. I mean, the first murder was to shoot with gun.
So after this half-hour conversation that they just had.
It was a half-hour conversation. Oh, yeah, you'd say that like that's not an uncommon thing.
I mean, it was like, they said like 10 things.
So I guess one of the drinks was poison. That must be what that is, because I didn't actually see how Clay died. But it's like that sort of line there. It's like we saw the gigantic lazy Susan of drinks he had right next to him, and he was just going through them. Like basically, as soon as he lost, he just downed another one.
Yeah, that's relatable.
Like I was playing Minecraft or something.
Yeah.
That's a reference for things that are recently happening on the channel. Yeah, I mean, basically, he's just sitting there watching chat, and then he'll do a poll and be like, "Hey, should I have another drink?" And and it's all 100% yes.
No, I don't have audio. Is it just an audio-based puzzle, essentially?
No, I actually could not tell what it was at all.
Oh, okay. But it didn't matter.
It's like, no, and besides, like, even if I went into that room, there's already a person into it, and due to quantum entanglement.
I mean, you forgot to enable the camera, by the way.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the right camera. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just like, camera number 3. That one over there looks like camera number 2.
Can I get 3? Can I get a 4? Can I get a 5? Anything but 3.
You can see my mouse there, mousing right over. Okay, that's camera number 1. No cameras in here. I mean, there's the grate, but it's probably not going to be... Oh, come on. Oh, wait, right. That's this room. Yep. So I guess Sixpence not only built all the clocks in here, he also built the animatronic skeleton that deals cards and does stupid puns.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, anyway, that's still not really any concern of mine. All right, camera number 2. Looking at camera number 2. The love of God.
This is such a silly damn
game.
Like, this is just like that whole thing with the... like, this is such a silly, like, sequence right here. Like...
Oh, yeah, I mean, as I'm running around trying to find a specific closed camera television, closed circuit television, whatever it's called.
Like, this makes Clue look like Crime and Punishment.
I don't know, man. Do you remember like the Clue movie?
Yes, I was thinking about.
God, what an absolutely ridiculous thing. Okay, well, where else could this possibly be? Ah! Why would I go into that room anyway? There's already a person in there. Yeah, 7 o'clock. Are you the right keypad? Yes.
This makes like Knives Out look like True Crime. No, those are both silly. Like,
those are both pretty silly movies.
There's a lot of things that are very silly.
Well, whatever. Hey, we did it. I don't know. Maybe I can at least save one person here. But, I mean, as it turns out, it's like, no. Yeah, this is going to get Clay out of the room and have him not drink, the poison drink. There we go. It's actually a lot more straightforward than I thought.
This game makes Looper look like Primer. I don't know.
Looper was not a miss. Oh, man, are we going to go back to Looper again? It's like this is The Witness all over.
I didn't like how that movie made no sense, but
I think that it's like the point was that it wasn't supposed to be like a big. The time travel was a pretty incidental part of the movie.
Yeah, okay, it was a good movie for what it was.
That's the point. It wasn't supposed to be a time travel mystery.
Yeah.
They had the entire scene where Bruce Willis tries to explain, like, okay, look, we can spend 2 hours here, like, messing around with straw wrappers trying to explain how time travel works, but trust me, I'm here and that's all you need to know.
Look, yeah. here's the next 30
Look,
years.
it's an inherently silly thing that, much like this game in terms of Looper type of stuff, it is an inherently silly idea that it's like people are using time travel to kill
It combines like time travel and like murder mysteries.
Science fiction and mob movies.
Yes. These are very just absolutely silly premises we're just dealing with here, and it is an over the top.
Extremely. Oh, and don't forget about like not even just that. There's the entire thing about like psychic people, which factors into the plot, which has nothing to do with time travel. It's just there.
Yeah.
Man, I could use a drink. Well, don't go back to Lazy Susan. Let's just say that right now. I mean, my initial idea was that he was going to, like, I don't know, strangle the skeleton and electrocute himself, but I think it was a lot more mundane than that. Mm-hmm. But then again, this is a game where a person did get killed by a giant spider, so I don't know. Mm-hmm. I somehow was able to figure it out without even realizing how Clay died.
Wow.
How about that?
Amazing.
I can't believe it myself. All right. New mask ability, baby.
So are you actually saving these people? You're getting their mask.
The bloody woman in the first episode said that the mansion was already trying to undo the changes to the timeline that I made. But it seems like for now, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, now I could hear like what the keypad thing. And wait a second, how did Clay get in here if he didn't know what the key? Did he just punch the door down? I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, I think so.
Impressive. All right, I guess that makes sense then. He's a tough dude. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's the next one, and I suppose next episode we're gonna be seeing yet another terrible murder in this murderous mansion / casino of deceit and intrigue.
Yes, this sexy Brutale, as I call it.
Hey, no sex in the series.
Oh, okay.